Recorded live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome from all of us at Notes from a Ghostwriter. Excuse my voice, I'm just fighting off a head cold, so we'll do the best that we can for tonight. Sandie, hi. Rob DeSantis,
hi.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Hi. So is everybody ready for a little European spice to be added to our show tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're venturing halfway across the globe tonight with our special guest, Simone from A Road Retraveled. We're totally excited that Simone is joining us to share some pictures and experiences of spirits that she has encountered in some of the most famous and history-laden buildings in Italy. We're actually getting a sneak peek because some of these amazing spirit encounters are going to be featured on Simone's own upcoming shows at A Road Retraveled. Simone, we'll let you start by telling us, please, how did you first notice evidence of the spirit world creeping into your explorations and so on?
Well, let me tell you, it was all by a sheer coincidence, and it's only because I saw an orb on your show that I recognized what could be an orb in my photos. Otherwise, I would have thrown them away because I thought I got bugs and dust specks on my photos, and I ruined my photos. I came across this photo that took place right after an interesting experience I had in Assisi, right outside of Assisi actually, in this basilica called the Santa Maria degli Angeli during the St. Francis Festival. After I had this unusual experience, I went outside and I started snapping photos of the crowds. I didn't know until I came home a couple of months later and I started to notice this blurb. So then I remembered your podcast, your video with the orbs. I said, you know what, I wonder if, but no, it can't, because I thought orbs only happen in cemeteries and ghost towns and haunted houses, not in Assisi, with tourists.
Yeah.
This place is not haunted.
Well.
So I sent the photos out to someone to confirm whether or not I have orbs or bugs. And it was confirmed that not only they're orbs, but they're very interesting orbs. So I said, I got a few here. I wonder if I have more. I came across dozens of photos with these orbs. Right. We're talking Assisi, Florence, Rome. I'd like to know more about these orbs and how I got them in my photos. I'm not a photographer. I'm not a ghost hunter. I don't know anything about these things.
The ones I've seen, Simone, are amazing. I'm certainly not surprised to see them at places like that because, first of all, there's all those people there that are probably being followed around by spirits, and then, of course, the spirits that have been in those historical buildings and places and so on.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
All of the above, I think, would contribute to the preponderance of orbs that you have, but you've got amazing numbers of them and amazing sizes and shapes and so on. So Sandie and I have both looked at them very carefully. I know Rob has also seen some of your photos, and personally, I've never really seen orbs, the shapes seen on your photos.
And they're not all from this trip. I got photos from 3 years ago.
Do you have a digital camera?
Yes, I do.
Oh, great. Okay, because I was going to say sometimes, if you have a 35 millimeter, they do show up, but it seems like they're showing up more on the digital cameras because they don't have to wait for the shutter speeds. And orbs will only show up less than a nanosecond. So your pictures are amazing in themselves because you've got so many orbs in so many pictures.
Now, Sandie, excuse me for interrupting. That's very interesting what you're saying because I find the same thing, that I can take a picture and find a beautiful orb with a digital camera and 2 seconds later take another picture and not have the orb. It can be the same setup, the same perspective and everything, and the orb is gone. So is that why? Because they're only showing up for a second and disappearing?
Yes, that's all they do. It's not even a nanosecond. And digital cameras, the shutter clicks so fast that they can pick up those orbs quickly like that, where 35 millimeter does pick up orbs, but not, in my opinion, not as frequently because, with the different lighting, the shutter opens and closes at different speeds. For digital, it's just open, close.
But all I know is from my own experience, I know when I'm capturing an orb and when I'm not. And I totally believe that it's not a trick of the camera or anything else.
Right.
So they're just like popping in and leaving.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's why I was saying that Simone's pictures there are just, they're fabulous because she's got so many orbs in so many of the pictures. Because even as a ghost hunter, like what I do, I take anywhere from 2 to 5 pictures of one spot.
Right.
I may get orbs in all 5. I may only get in 1. I wanted to ask you, Simone, too, if you could remember back, when you were taking the pictures, when the flash was going off, could you see little sparkles out in front of your camera?
No, because a lot of these photos didn't even have flashes.
Okay. Wow, that's even more incredible.
For example, the Assisi at night, that was taken without a flash.
Wow.
I think the ones at Santa Maria degli Angeli weren't taken with the flash either. Is it possible to get other things in the picture that look like orbs?
Yeah, that's very possible, especially when you get around a lot of people, like where you were, outside or old dusty buildings or things. It's best to wait until people have stopped moving around so the dust can settle. So I know that 90% of what I'm getting is orbs, not dust, because dust does look exactly like orbs.
It does. Dust and humidity as well can give something very much the same as orbs. But what I noticed in a lot of your pictures, Simone, is that it's not the typical orb I'm seeing. I'm seeing orb-like shapes that are kind of bent and skewed. Some appear to be moving.
They are, they're moving.
Some of them appear to be more solid. The typical dust orb, I think, Sandie, I might be wrong, so please correct me. They're the ones where you kind of get that little kind of image in the middle. It's got more like a ring around the outside.
That could possibly be. What I've noticed, though, is dust. It's just kind of a gray blob, where orbs have got halos. They've got their lacy signatures inside. That's how you can tell a dust from, well, I mean, I can, dust from an orb, is that all the orbs will have some type of lacy work inside.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. It looks exactly like lacework.
Yeah, and the dust particle is just a, gray blob hanging around.
Okay, so that's a really good tidbit of information when we're looking at it. I'm looking at a picture of Simone standing outside. It's a dark.
Oh, the nighttime? That's taken in Florence.
Where?
In Piazza della Repubblica. It's a very popular square, and this was taken 3 years ago. And I've only circled a few of them because there's still other orbs that I've missed. But if I circle all of them, I only can see circles on the photos.
Right, you won't see anything else.
Exactly, yeah.
There's one huge, gorgeous one right up front, and it's got that lacework that Sandie is talking about that you can, it's very clear to see.
Now, I'm not in front of my computer, but where was that staircase?
And the staircase was taken when you walk up to the Dome of St. Peter's. And I was amazed, what these orbs are doing in a stairwell going up to the dome. It was an unusual place.
Spirits love stairwells.
They do.
Right, Sandie?
Yes, they sure do. And one of the reasons I was asking where that was is because in most of your pictures, there's a big crowd of people, and there's nobody on that staircase.
And also, outside of the Termini train station is the biggest train, bus, metro station in Rome. And it's a night photo, again, from 3 years ago, and there are a few orbs in there, too, and there are no people around. But there's one orb that I had a question about because I see it appearing in 2 photos, and it has an unusual shape.